to thrive. Now, under your leadership, we plot a new course and make another world our own.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Microphone check. Yo. All right, fellas. I won this game. This was an ugly win, but not due to my gameplay. So I'll make sure I don't mess up. Let's get through all of this. All right.
The single biggest.
All right. So what's notable? Well, actually, let's do a diagnostic. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So thank you, Jesus. Size 4. And by the way, this size 4, I did everything I could. It was initially, I think, a 1. But as you can see, there is a theater district and a commercial district and a entertainment district bumping it up. So of all those bonuses, it only got to a 4. And fortunately, it was a size 28. So that's thank you, Jesus. Let's see here. Now, I'll get to that in a minute. So what was the next city? It had to be Kumpo. Kumpo, only a +5. That's the tale of this game. Only a +5. It's my government city. Nothing remarkable. I mean, yes, it's size 33, right? So let's not understate that. But nothing remarkable. At one point, it was my science city because that was my best science, +5. So automatically, I'm thinking I wasted my time in this game because neither of these cities had good adjacency. But I've been looking for a good map for like 3 days. Starts and stops, and then you realize you're kind of wasting your time. So I've been on a losing streak. Let me see now. What was the next city? I think the next one was Hangmassa. We're going to get to Hangmassa in a minute. But +4, and by the way, that +4 was earned. It was a +1 from its inception. Size 29, we'll get back to that. Let me see here. I believe Holy Names was next. +4. You know, this is very disappointing for me. This is a game I wasn't sure I was going to finish it. +4, size 22. Let me see here. Then I found an Alicia Patrice Opal, which wound up being a pretty good city. Initially, it was trash. But as you can see, this continent, the southern portion of the continent, I didn't have a lot. I'll talk about these cities in a few minutes. But Alicia Patrice Opal, +4. I believe it was also a +1. But I had to put the water park and I had to put the harbor next to it just to bump it up to +4. So right now I can't win the game. All right. So then I moved over and Javante +5. The best that I could do was +5. I meant to colonize this entire island and see who the hell. I think these are the Scots. The Scots got over here before I could get it. So I compromised and I forced Javante. I was always going to have Javante, but I compromised. I got Javante down. But this was supposed to be my island. This was going to be the thing that won me the game. Nope. But, +5 campus, +6 commercial hub. Oh, and by the way, that commercial hub was a +3 for a while because of the coal. But when they put their campus down, that bumped me back up to +6. So it's just curious. Oh, and also the water park. So it's just curious how adjacencies work, right? That because the appeal improved and the adjacency improved, all of a sudden it's a +6, and that really helped my money. As you can see, I have 38,000. So I created Javante as a complementary science city. But I did not have in this game a true science city, meaning a city that had +7, right? Like minimum +7. All right, so now you can see the dregs. Like, I'm fucked. If you just look at this stuff, I'm fucked. +4, size 10, and harbors, right? These are basically water districts. These are just hey, let's help out with trade routes, right? Oh, and obviously workers, but that's for the end of the game. It took forever to get these cities up. And then this is just oil, right? I couldn't even build a harbor in time. It's just oil. I needed to make sure that I had tanks and whatnot. All right, so how did I win this game? When you notice the science is crap. All right, so first of all, I flipped Karina. So imagine this hangmaster, right? Um, I don't have a lot of land. I'm cramped. I'll get to hangmaster in a minute. But I am cramped. Well, I flipped Karina. So I bumped Karina up to size 16. I got it to a +2 campus because they didn't have a campus initially, but it had a commercial hub, right? So I get a trade route. I get, I think it was a size 8 when I obtained it. And then there are just outposts everywhere, right? So now I get the housing. Like it was just a proper city. And by the way, I believe it is landlocked. If you pay close attention, there's no aqueduct, nothing. This is a dirty town. It's just done. But I got to size 16. More on that later. Vatican City is a city-state that was conquered that I flipped. So suddenly I have a size, I think it may have been size 13 city. I have a size 13 city, and I said to myself, what can we do? Even though, like, and by the way, you see this campus is trash, right? Building a campus next to this barracks, I mean, what are we doing, right? It just ruined. There was no point at which I could ever build it up, right? But I said, if I get the population up, I can get my science up. So I got the population up. Now it's size 24. You know, I'm generating faith, and I can't do anything with it because by the time I got it, I believe 2 of the great people I wanted were taken. I did use the faith. Oh, and as a sidebar, I was able to use the faith for builders. So that thing that you guys can do, I was just generating builders for a while, and that helped me to build up my empire in the game, and that saved my game, right? But we'll get to that later. What won me the game, other than these 2 major cities, right? The population is what's key, and the trade routes. What saved my game, though, Hangmasa, it's on a floodplain. It was landlocked. I was eventually able to get down an aqueduct. These stupid motherfuckers are at the head of the floodplain. They didn't build a dam. They were so busy eating up my land that they didn't anticipate putting down the dam. I believe if you look here, their commercial hub is where the dam should be. So I said, all right, I'm going to turn this into an industrial hub. And understand, it's too far away from the water. This was going to be just a dirty city. It's too far away from making a decent harbor. However, when I looked at the floodplain, I was like, man, you know, that would make for an great industrial zone. I couldn't get the dam, but I have aqueduct right next to their aqueduct. You see this? This is my aqueduct. This is their aqueduct. And I said, I could build a good industrial zone here. See, as you can see, thank you, Jesus, has a +4. And that's, you know, that's all right. And like, I have a +3 here with a dam. +5. Now I put down the spaceport, +5. Now I put down the spaceport in a good amount of time. I was building troops. And that's when I said to myself, I could win this game. Because I got this dirty ass city that's too far away from the water to take advantage of the ocean. I had to get the aqueduct first. I had all kind of, where the hell is it? There it is. So then as you can see, I have the neighborhood, aqueduct, harbor, and it's almost a size 30. Water, having a city built, and this is what I'm leading you to. Having a city built on a river or on the coast is a tad overrated. Just a tad. It is a tad overrated. Think about what I was able to accomplish without water, right? Like, I made my own water. I have a hellified industrial zone. I have a spaceport. I was able to build up. This is just a raggedy city. It offers nothing. But I was able to build an industrial zone. I was able to build a +4 campus, which gives me a science bonus. I was able to build population, almost a size 30 in a city that's not adjacent to water. I was able to build a trade route with the harbor, right? Because that's the only reason I was going to do it. I was like, well, so I have a commercial hub. Look at all the land I lose. I know Clockwork, you're used to having these cities that are smashed together, but I grow tall. I can't afford to let this happen. This is a revelation that I can grow to size 15. I mean, size 29, obviously, but I can grow to size 15. And in fact, wait a minute, motherfucker. Hangmaster is actually bigger than my capital. Look at that. I don't even know how the hell that happened. But I can grow a city to size 15, and it's neither on the coast nor on a riverbed. That's something to think about. I got to think about that as a strategy, because this was just a dirty city. I was trying to make sure that who the hell are these? The not the Molly. Who the hell is this? Let me give me 1 second. Who the hell is this? Oh, it is the Molly. Yeah, okay. That the Molly didn't encroach on this area. The game was over if they get this shit, right? Because now they're bumping up against my Science City. Now, I have nowhere to grow. I was just pushing a border. It was a dirty city. I had all but conceded that it will never be worth a damn. Ever. But I said, now that they built this because I was going to build a dam, but they ate into the land. I was going to build a dam, all this other stuff. And I said, but they put down the aqueduct. I was like, if I put down this fucking aqueduct, I could have +2, that's 4. I could probably eat off of that. And it's mine, obviously, right? So I have a 5. And I was like, I could probably eat off of that. Ate off of it. My city hangmaster outgrew this city because they mismanaged it. I'm still a little stunned that I won this game. Now, certain things had to happen, of course, right? That I was not invaded. So this is one of the few games where not once did a neighbor declare war on me. Someone declared war on my ally. And so, that kind of doesn't count, right? Because they're not really mad at me. And I'm only pulled into the war because of the mutual beef. But look at this. I thought the game is over. And there were barbarians. Another thing to note is that there were barbarians all over this island. So it prevented me from settling it when I wanted to. There were just boats everywhere and everything. I didn't even want Campo to build the Halicarnassus. It was supposed to be... I think it was supposed to be Holy Names. And you see how these motherfuckers encroached with their culture, right? But it was supposed to be Holy Names. Holy Names was supposed to be a better city. And instead I said, I got to get this bitch down. Fortunately, when they built this city, it was so far away from the coast, I said, all right, I'm going to build the Halicarnassus and just buy tiles. And by buying tiles, it gave the Halicarnassus an opportunity to grow. And I needed that for the culture. You note that I have over 200 culture, which for me is a lot. But man, knowing that a dirty city. See, let's just go backwards, right? First, we had the food town. And you may recall that the food town is the one, if you believe in internal trade routes, presumably the food town is the one you send all your trade routes to. Then I created the X-Wing City. The X-Wing City was a city that didn't have a lot of land, but it had a product, right? Maybe it's near a mountain and it gives you a lot of science, or maybe it gives you a lot of culture, or maybe gives you a lot of faith. It's a very limited city, but it has earned the right to be a true city because it offers something exceptional. Then a dirty city is like this oil. Where is it? Like oil, right? Literally, I don't expect nothing out of it. Just fucking provide me with the resource. You may recall, you've seen me play games where I have a city called coal, or I have a city called aluminum. And, Mo Deep And Morris Landing, they have names because they grew. They didn't do shit else. And also, I mean, sure, they gave me +4 science, but really, I mean, look at this. I'm in the Antarctic. Um, this is not like these are horrible sites. And I was gonna found this city, but they were barbarians. Or excuse me, I was gonna found this island, but they were barbarians. I couldn't get in there. And by the time I had troops, what was it? Well, it was either Brantford or Victoria. I can't remember which one, but they had put it down. I was like, all right, well, I'm fucked. And there were barbarians here as well. There was no one over here, and there were too many barbarians. There were boats, and then there were fucking musketmen. I couldn't get in, and whenever I landed, they would damage me too much, and I had to back out. So I thought the game was over, but Hang Massa fucking came up almost a size 30. Look at all the land I've lost, right? My city should have two. Let's see. Let's get it right. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3. Was that 4? I think that's 4, 5. I think I'm supposed to have 5 extra tiles. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm supposed to have 5 extra tiles. I've lost 5 tiles, possibly 6, because of this shit. Just couldn't do anything about it. And it grew well beyond what I ever imagined. You'll note that I kept the maize, I kept the corn, didn't pull it up. I was not going to put myself in a situation where I was desperate for food or housing. Like I had to make sure that I grew tall. YouTubers, this is not some shit they're accustomed to, right? Dirty town, a dirty city, no water, not supposed to grow, it offers nothing. I just built it to secure the boundary so that they couldn't move into my territory. So again, thank you, Jesus, and Campo were and also Holy Names. This was the line. This is where my nation was. There's not. I mean, the land is not sufficient. Then I built Hangmassa. Then I flipped Carina. Then I flipped Vatican City. And now it looks like I'm doing something. So now I know. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 cities only because I flipped these 2. Usually when I flip cities, that adds 2 more, so I would have like 13 or 14, right? So think about this. This is what I would normally have. These fucking Icelandic, shitty-ass Antarctic fucking cities that don't do anything. Javante, which is like, it's okay, but it's not giving me the adjacency I need. +5? +5, dude. Like, +5, that's not sufficient. I was supposed to have this continent. But even then, even if you argue, well, let's say you go ahead and get the continent, what was I going to do with it? Like, if you just look around, like there's nothing here that would have helped me with a campus. It would have just helped me with, just growth. I was fucked. Hangmassa, a dirt town, a dirt city that offers nothing other than an industrial zone. Saved my game, saved my empire, and this is what I don't understand. It grew to size 29. A dirt town grew bigger than my campus. Oh, excuse me, my campus. Than my capital. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand this game. If I'm able to do that, then there are certain things about this game that I do not understand. Like this shitty ass natural wonder, I thought it would help, right? But it wasn't giving me nothing for my campus. I was like, well, hell, I'm better off not putting my campus over here. And I keep forgetting that natural wonders don't help me with campus adjacency. I keep thinking they will because what is this? Breathtaking, 7? Where's the appeal? Oh, now the appeal is 3. It was bigger than that before. Oh, the airport probably messed it up. Yeah, the airport messed up the adjacency. Oh, and the coal. The coal also messed it up. But, and this is also a game where I had plenty of coal. So, if I get coal, I have a chance. I forgot about that detail. And there's aluminum somewhere around here. I must have put a district on it without knowing. But aluminum just popped up. And And uranium, uranium, that's great for warmongers, but I have two robots. That's not saying anything. So anyway, that's the video. I just before I headed out of town, I just had to. Man, I don't know how. Hangmaster just saved the game. Hangmaster just has a spaceport, no water. It's built off of an aqueduct, a harbor, and some neighborhoods. I got to think about that. I mean, obviously, outpost stations, outback stations. Let me make sure I articulate this. If I don't have outback stations, I can't do this at all, right? Like you can see that 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I got a cow, right? Once upon a time, there was an outback station here, and then I put down what the hell is it called? The Great Zimbabwe. So before I put down the Great Zimbabwe, I had an outback station here. So I had a bunch of, and I believe there was an outback station here before the oil showed up. So there were outback stations everywhere, and that helps with housing and food. And if you have cattle, that helps, right? So it's not like if I were someone else, another nation, I could have done this, right? The outback stations allow for Hangmaster to do this, but still, that's without water still. No water. And also, what Hangmaster helped me to flip these cities. Let's not act like, I flipped these cities and I was able to build Hangmaster. Hangmaster came first. So there's a lot to appreciate in terms of how this game is developed. I don't know how. I mean, it runs against my instincts to build a dirty city without water and expect it to grow, and yet I've done it. I gotta build that into my game somehow, and I don't know how. I think that I would do better in some of these maps that I consider bad if I could understand how to work a dirt road, like these dirty cities with no water. I almost need a name for that, but like creating a city that is. I mean, look at this. Look at Mali, right? They got some tall cities. My city with no water is better than theirs. In fact, I'm not seeing a city as tall as my Hangmaster. Yeah. Yeah, they don't have one city that's as tall as this dirt fucking town. Anyway, fellas, I'll talk to you soon. Hope all is well. Catch you on the rebound. Peace.